Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I have a very exciting video to show you. So I bought a while ago this palette from Sheglam. It's called the Glitz Wiz, and when I saw it I thought that looks blooming familiar. That looks exactly like the palette I've been desperate to get my hands on, and the palette that it dupes is the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette, which is now out of stock. I don't think it's coming back, but my friend was selling it on Facebook used, which is fine because I was like, well, I don't need, who's going to use that much makeup? And she said, I bought it off her basically. So this is the Metropolis palette by Natasha Denona. So I didn't pay the full amount because obviously I didn't get the full amount of product, but so I'd still got a good deal essentially. But, oh, I've got green eyeshadow all over me, and that is from the Natasha Denona one, I think. Anyway, it's all over me now. So I want to do a comparison. I have used both of these palettes on my eyes. So I want you to guess which one is which one is the Natasha Denona side and which one is the Glitz Wiz palette. I'm going to go into some swatches after this intro so you can see those. I have to say I'm very impressed with the dupe in terms of on the eye. I haven't done the swatches yet, so I've done the look before the swatches because I don't think that swatches do any justice to how things perform on the eyes. But I just want to do the swatches so you can see what they look like essentially. So I will do swatches for you just to make it a bit easier. But I don't think that that really means anything because I think these two looks ultimately look the same. In my opinion, you may not think that they do. And then you'll be able to see after the swatches what I used on what eye in which order. Just take a guess now and then comment below if you've guessed. This is my left side, so you just know that this is my left side. This is my right side, so you can say left or right is whichever palette. I'd love to know your thoughts and see which ones you think is the cheap one and which one is the expensive one. And at the end of the video, let me know if you have been trying to get hold of the Metropolis palette and if you would buy the Sheglam Glitz Wiz one in replace of that. So let me know. Right, I will go and get into the swatches. Okay, let me just turn this around. So I want to swatch the shades that is the same, if I can do it this way. I'll try and do it. It looks like the rows are the same, but no, they're not the same. I'll see if I can swatch all the colours that are the same. I've just realised there's some sort of like flashing from the lighting. So my apologies if there's any flickering or anything like that. Okay, so starting with this shade, I'm just going to do swatches of the shades that are the same. See, this is weird. So this is one of the cream to powder formulas in that palette. Oh no, they are very similar. I might try and do a few rather than all of them. Like, do you need to see all of them? Probably not. Okay. I want to try the green, this lovely colour here. It's like a teal, a tealy colour. That's the Natasha Denona one. And this is the one from, what's this brand called again? What's it called? Sheglam. Okay, again, here's the two shades together. I don't think that's too shabby, do you? Okay, we have, and I think this is an unusual colour, this greeny powdery one. I feel like you need to work a little bit harder with the ones from, yeah, you just need to work that little bit harder than the, yeah, so that's Natasha Denona. That was not hard at all. But you will have seen in the up and coming tutorial that that doesn't really make a difference. Like, it really doesn't matter that they are, they're like that. So I'm going to try this blue shimmer. Wow. That's the Natasha Denona bit. I know I've put them on the wrong place, So I'll tell you which. This is the Natasha Denona one, and then this is the one from, they're not that different. The one from Sheglam, they're not that different. You've seen the eye look. I mean, I was so impressed with the eye look, and it's about maybe layering a few more times, and you're not going to get the opaque colour that you get. The shimmers are not the same exactly, but they work, you know. Let's try this red shimmer here. This is the one from Sheglam, which is that shade there, and this is the one from Natasha Denona. Oh, again, they've really matched the colours well, haven't they? They really have. So I don't know about you, but there seems to be like a lot of coppery shades. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like a goldy shade here. That one matches this one here. So there's like some really goldeny shades. Maybe the formula's a bit different. So I'm going to go with this gold one here. This is Natasha Denona. I'm putting at the top now, of course. I was going to change it, wasn't I? And this is the shade. I mean, even the texture actually feels similar, but I feel like I need to dig in a little bit more with that one. Yeah. So that one, I feel like there's a big difference in texture. Can you see? So we'll try, I feel like this shade here, which is very soft. Natasha Denona, wow. Very crumbly, quite flaky. That's the Natasha Denona one. And then I think, oh, it's so difficult to tell the difference. I think it's this shade here. They're so close. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is also quite crumbly. But that does not perform half as good. Okay, Natasha Denona is killing it with those shimmers. But that doesn't mean anything on the eye with a little bit of a damp brush. Who's to say that wouldn't come out as good? I mean, that is beautiful. It's difficult to tell, isn't it, really? I think in the grand scheme of things, if you didn't want to spend that much money, you are getting a comparable palette that has the colours, if you like the colours in here, for £100 less. And I'll be honest with you, I think I would rather £100 less. I don't know. And even like this one here that I put on my eye in the look. So I'm going to swatch that now on my hand. Okay, this is the one from the Sheglam palette. It takes a lot to build this up. This is the duochrome. Takes a lot to build this up. There it is, look. And in here you don't need that much. Well, maybe do. But they're so similar. Look, there's hardly any difference. And on the eye, I feel like the glitter was a bit more obvious in the Natasha Denona one than this one, but it's still beautiful. Look, it's still gorgeous. So yeah, let's get into the full tutorial. I think you'll be seeing that after this. So I have pulled you in closer because I want you to see how these perform. Now, I have no idea how these perform. So this is the Glitz Wiz, this is the Natasha Denona, and I think I'm going to use the Glitz Wiz on my left eye and the Natasha Denona on my right eye, which is where I'm holding them, because it's just going to be easier, isn't it, basically? Let me just move that over there. So, first of all, as usual, I'm going to use my P. Louise base, because I'm a creature of habit and it's just easier. So I'm going to use my P. Louise base, and I'm actually going to try and find a brush to put it on with, because I much prefer using a brush than my finger. So I'm just going to dab this in, and then, where's my mirror? Here we go. So I'm just going to use this on a brush. I like to use a brush because I can carve out my brows doing it this way. There we go. I also think that a brush gives it a much more even finish. I don't know about you. So I have a lump in this eye. Can you see it when I open my eyes? See, there's a lump there and there. I've had it for years and it's really annoying. It's probably just a fatty lump. But it does mean that things look weird on my eyes. Look at that. It means things skip. I hope it goes away, but I'm not sure. So I'm just putting the rest of that product on this eye. I need to make sure I put the same amount on each eye, by the way, because I don't want to have uneven or unfairly matched eyes. I'm just going to see if I can get some of this product off and put it on this eye. If not, I'm going to have to put a tiny bit more on here, just a teeny tiny drip. There we go. So yeah, basically, I just want to compare it. I've not tried either, so who knows what either is like. I've not swatched either, but I will do a swatch comparison that you'll see before this. I will do a swatch comparison. I just want to get some makeup on my face. Right, that's the primer done. As you know, if you've been following me for a while, I always set my primer with a, I can't see today, I'm having a real problem with seeing. So I use a, if I haven't got a cream colour in the palette, I use this, which is Brulee by Wet n Wild. It's a single eyeshadow. I have it in my armour all the time. I'm trying to pan this completely get rid of it because I use it all the time and I have two more. It's just such an easy companion to have, so I don't have to get out another palette. If the palette's got a cream in, then I don't need to use this. So it's like an equal thing. So I always put this shade just to the crease. I don't put it on the lid, just to set it down. Okay, woo, this is exciting. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. I've been desperate to use this. So they have got shade names, but I think I'll just point to the colour because it's just going to take too long to go through all the shade names. They're not in the same place either. I'll just show you. This is the palette from Natasha Denona. This is the Metropolis palette, and this is the Glitz Wiz. So they're similar, but they're not exactly the same order. Some of the shades are in the same place, some of them are not. Can you see? So similar. It's like the two blues are together in the Glitz Wiz, but they're in separate places here. Yeah, that green is in a separate place. So they are in different places. So I'm going to start with, so there are they the same? Yeah, that's the same. Okay, I'm going to start with a matte shade. Is that matte? Yeah. Why does that look the same? Oh, because they look the same. Okay, I'm going to start with this matte down the bottom. And what is that called? I will try and tell you what it's called. Rhizome, R-H-I-Z-O-M-E. I'm going to start with that in my crease. And in this palette, it is Cream. It's called Cream down the bottom here. So I'm going to start with those two. So far, I've found the... I'm going to get a brush that's similar for these. Let's see if I can get two similar brushes. Right, I've got two similar brushes. I'm going to use the Sigma E25 for here and the Jessup 234. They're similar, they're not the same, but they've got a similar thing to them. Right, this is the... Are you a cream to powder or are you just a powder? Right, so this... So just remember I'm doing this side is the... Natasha Denona side. So I'm just laying down this lovely warm, what colour could you call it, like a camel shade? Okay, so that's blending out nicely. I'm going to take that up a little bit higher actually because I want it to show through. I'm just going to take it up quite high. Can you see how that is on the eye? Had to dip in 3 times to get this shade to give me some colour. So that's that side. Okay, so I'm going in with the shade Cream from the Oh, this is very powdery. So that's number one. I've noticed straight away. This has got a lot of kickback. There was no fallout on that one at all. But that is the same colour. That seems more pigmented as well. Maybe it's because it's more powdery. I don't know. That does seem more pigmented than that one though, doesn't it? So maybe the one in the Natasha Denona is more buildable. This has just got instant colour, which is interesting. Okay. Again, I'm taking that. That has blended very nicely and there's no fallout. It is a light shade though. I feel like that's come out a lot better than this side. Let me build this up a little bit more. Yeah, that's building up really nice. It's just blending nicely. But so's that side. So I don't really know. Okay, so we've got that colour on both. Okay, so next I'm going to try one of the cream to powders. They have tried to duplicate this in this palette. So the cream to powders are here. They've been, so obviously this was not a new palette when I bought it. My friend is the person that had this before me and she has sanitized it. So I'm using this shade here, which is cream to powder, and it's called Stain. Maybe it doesn't stain. And there is a cream to powder in the same place called High, which is there. So I'm going to try them. This is going to be a very interesting test. I am going to use the same brush. I'm going to go into the one from, oh, okay, that is odd. That is sort of very similar. When you touch it with the brush, it feels very similar. So I'm going to go in with the one from Sheglam first. Oh, that blends nicely. That blends very nicely. Do you know what? I really wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that. I wasn't expecting that at all. Can you tell? Okay, so I'm going to try this shade here, which is called Stain. Similarly, it's got that very, oh, this is very crumbly. Interesting. So I'm going to just place this over here. Oh, yeah. That is lovely. I mean, they're both performing very similarly. Look, very similarly. Can you see that? Okay, okay. Sorry, the lump in this eye is going to make things look weird, so my apologies. I'll try and push it back in. They're the same colour. They are very, very similar. I'm really enjoying this formula. Yes. That's lovely. Okay. Next up, I want to use another one of these powders. So I'm going to use a brown. I know we're not going very adventurous, but I feel like it's just easier to do it this way. So I'm going to use this. Is this a cream to powder? Yeah, I think it is. Called Fusion at the bottom of this one. And it's the same here. And it's called Antique, which is this dark brown here. I've got a feeling that the one from Natasha Denona will be darker. So I'm going to go in first with the same brush. I know I'm just layering it, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going with the same brush. There is no fallout with these cream to powder shades. This is the Glitz Wiz side. The fact that they have tried to dupe this formula is very interesting. Is it powder at the end? I don't know, because it's a cream to powder formula, right? So I am just deepening that up using that. That is so nice. That is so nice. Well, hello. Sheglam. I genuinely wasn't thinking there was anything that was going to be similar. I mean, obviously I've only used mattes and I have only used the cream to powder formula so far. Okay then, Natasha, let's see how you perform. Oh, very nice. Oh, yes. Is it? Oh, that is deeper. That's much deeper. I really love how that has layered on that one. Very nice. Oh, yeah. The blend is just incredible here. Oh, there's a bit of fallout. Well, well, well. I've got that. That's weird because I didn't get any fallout from this one at all. There's no fallout whatsoever here. Okay, so I've just popped that down. I'm just going to go back in with that one from Sheglam. Am I? Yeah, just a bit. I just want to bring it in here. I am impressed. They're no different, really. Look at that. There's no difference. That looks patchy because of that lump, so just ignore that for now. Okay, so I want to go in with a shimmer. And if there's one thing that Madame does well, Madame Denona, that is shimmers. And I don't think anybody can deny that. So what shimmer shall we go in with? There is a beautiful duochrome in here, and they're in the same place, and the duochrome in here is called Orium, and in here it's called Next to the Moon. So I'm going to treat them in the same way, and I'm going to have the same similar brushes, sorry, to use to pick the colours up. So I have a short shader here, and I have a short shader here. So they're very similar. They're not exactly the same, but they've got the same... what's the word? They've got the same density, and they're just a short. This one's just a bit wider, that's all. So I'm going to use this one in the Sheglam palette, and I'm going to go in with this shade here. Let's hope that I'm going to do it without any spray. Okay, let's see how this goes on. Okay. Oh, that's such a pretty shade. It's a beautiful shade. Can you see that? It's quite powdery, but it is going on very nicely. Oh, let's put a bit in the corner. That is really nice. It's blending into that lovely brown shade really nicely. I like that a lot. Now, I did not wet that on purpose because I felt like if you're going to perform like one of the shades from Natasha Denona, we won't wet you. So I'm going to go in with that short shader, and I'm going into, oh, this feels much different. Feels a bit more bouncy. It looks a lot different. This has got like a really fine glitter. This, it seems quite chunky. Okay, let's try this. Okay, there's a big difference already. Big difference. That is a similar shade, but this is a much chunkier glitter. Oh, God. Much chunkier. Can you see the difference? You might not be able to tell the difference, actually, once it's on the eye. So I'm just going to blend that in. That is a really pretty shade. I love the green in it. They're not that dissimilar, though, are they? Not really. Okay, so I'm going to take a deep colour. I might go with like a deep green and go under the eye because it will tie in the green from the glitter. So this deep green here is the colour I'm going to go with, and it's called Camden in this one, and it's called Royal in this one. So I'm going to take a little pencil brush on both of these. So I have a pencil brush here and one here. There we go. They're exactly the same brush. So I am going to take, what was this called? Camden. Again, it's one of those cream to powder formulas, which I'm enjoying. And I'm just going to take that under the eye. Oh, I think that's my eye, not the shade. Oh, it's a very sharp pencil brush, this. So just be careful. That's come out really nice. That's lovely. And then I'm going to take the pencil brush and this shade, was it called Royal? No, what was it called? Yeah, it was called Royal. And go under this eye. Oh, fallout. That's weird. This shade is very strange. It seems to be a bit dry. I wonder if it's because this palette is a little bit older. I don't know. Oh gosh, okay. There's a lot of fallout with this. And, no, the colour's the same. Might just be the brush. I'm going to just gently buff it out because I want it to be... Yeah, I'm going to use this to just gently buff it out because I don't want it to be as harsh as it is right now. And I'm just going to... Whoa, nearly did that. I'm going to buff out that one as well with a similar brush. It's difficult to find similar. I do have similar brushes, but it's difficult to find them. What have we got here? Yeah, this is a similar brush. I'm just going to buff that out. I think I prefer this eye to this eye. That's a lot thicker, isn't it? Just to see if I can... I might have to thicken this up because it's not as thick as the one on that side. Yeah, that's better. There we go. Goes in my top. Hadn't even planned that. Okay, I'm going to put on some mascara and some eyeliner off camera. Okay, I've done both my mascara and my eyeliner, and I can't really tell much difference. Sorry if there's flickering, sometimes it happens. So I want to get in quite close so you can see. I don't know what this looks like because I'm looking down, so I don't know whether you can see. I'm trying to get this to shine in the right places. I honestly don't think there's much difference. I don't know what you think. When I look at it in the mirror, the only thing I will say is the shimmer, it's just a slight difference. So this is definitely got a bit more sparkle in the sense I think the bits of glitter are bigger. That's all. Other than that, I don't think the eye look is much different. So I mean, save your money and buy this one from Sheglam. I have to admit the mattes have surprised me, and these cream to powders have definitely surprised me, and I'm very happy that I have this now because I was so worried that I'd picked up a bit of a dud. So let me just explain. This cost £11, I think, and this costs originally £111. There's £100 difference. That's a lot. That is a lot, isn't it? So I am going to give you my final thoughts, and I will see you in the next final thoughts bit. That's what I need to do. I need to get you... I'm all over the place when I do videos. I'm so sorry. So yeah, I'll just have a look at my final thoughts. Okay, so my final thoughts. I was worried going into this video. I was worried that I had picked up something, like I said at the beginning of the video, I worried that I picked up a dud with the Glitz Wiz palette. I really thought that potentially I had picked something up that wasn't going to perform very well, even though I thought, well, I haven't spent very much money. I still want to get use out of my eyeshadows. So now essentially I have two eyeshadow palettes that are the same. Admittedly, I think that the shimmers are not as pigmented in terms of when you swatch them, they're not as pigmented. However, I think with the brush, and if you were to use it with a little bit of Fix Plus, I think they're going to perform really well. I think they're actually going to perform much nicer because they're much more finely milled. The ones in the Metropolis palette, to me, are a lot more chunkier. And I think that's just the way that can you see how chunky they are, the shimmers? And I think they match in terms of colour. I think they've got a similar colour, but they're not the same quality. They're not Natasha Denona quality. But you can still get a really good eye look out of them. There's just a bit more, I don't know how to explain it. There's just much more, this is more of a sheeny shimmer than the Natasha Denona. Like I said, I do think that on the eye, they still look just as pretty. Maybe you need to build it up a bit more. Maybe, you know, it's less product than Natasha Denona. But when do you use up an eyeshadow? Nobody really uses up a whole eyeshadow. I've been using this eyeshadow for years and I'm still trying to get through it. So when do you use an eyeshadow? So my final thoughts are, I'm going to give the Glitz Wiz a 9 out of 10, just based on the fact that you do have to build out those shadows, but giving you the right look. And also look at this palette, it looks so pretty. It does give you the same sort of look. I think the look that I created today was really nice, really blended. I don't think there was any, there was no fallout with this whatsoever. I was really impressed by that. And although this Natasha Denona Metropolis palette is a little bit older, so there may have been some issues with it, I am going to give this a 9 out of 10 as well. I felt like the fallout in that green shade was a little bit disappointing. Don't get me wrong, the pigment was there. But yeah, I think both of these get a 9 out of 10, and I have different reasons for that. But they're both beautiful, and the fact you can get the same look out of both of these, and nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to walk down the street and go, oh my goodness, she's wearing 2 different eyeshadow palettes, because they're not going to know. They're more or less the same. So yeah, that's my final thoughts. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed making this video. If you want to see more comparisons of dupes, let me know. But I promise you, I'm not going to go and buy dupes of every palette that I own, because that would just be a bit excessive. But if I do have a dupe, I'll let you know. Or if there are shades that are duped in other palettes that I might talk about, I will do some comparisons, because I like that. I like to know that in my collection, rather than buying more eyeshadows, or at least you don't need to buy more eyeshadows if you've already got it in your collection. It's going to help, or you don't have to spend as much money. So like I said, save your money and get the Glitz Wiz if you are looking for the colours in the Metropolis palette and you can't get your hand on it. I actually would say if that you can get this, if you are a palette collector, still buy the cheaper one. And the reason I say that is because you're going to get the same look. Unless you're a Natasha Denona collector, don't bother getting this one. It's a lot of money. You don't need it if you've got loads of eyeshadows. You don't need it. If it's the only palette you're ever going to buy, yeah, buy it. You know, spend your money however you want. But I genuinely think that you could get a lot of love out of this, and you would find it easy to work with. And it just looks so beautiful. Those, honestly, those cream to powder shades really did, I think, match up. I used 2 of them, 3 of them. I used 3 of them. So to me, they matched up really well. Length of time wearing them, I'll have to wait and see. But I'll see if anything creases or anything changes. And I'll do a little bit of an update after this video. So I'm just going to look down. It's really difficult for me to judge this. But from what I've seen in my mirror, which I will just grab again. Right. So, looking in the mirror, oh, I don't want the flickering to start again. That's what I'm having problems with. The makeup has stayed on both eyes. I would say under this eye, there's a bit more that's gone than this eye. Has it? Yeah, the underneath maybe has gone a little bit more on that side, but not much. I don't think you, do you agree? Is it the same? I mean, it looks darker on the right-hand side. But there's been no creasing. Look, there's no, the shadows are all, let's see if I can bring you in really close here. So the shadows I don't think have creased. It's difficult to see because it's your own eyes. How would you know? Maybe I'll look back on the video and then I'll say, I don't know. I don't think there's been any creasing from looking like that. The colours have been still vibrant, both eyes. Yeah, pretty good. So that was my wear time. I'd had those eyeshadows on for about 6 hours by that point. So they haven't gone anywhere. I mean, I haven't done anything. I haven't gone out. I've just stayed in and worked. So it's not like I've been doing loads. But yeah, I mean, that's mainly what I do is if I'm working either in an office or at home, that's what I do. So my final thoughts have been given. I've shown you a bit of a wear test. If you've enjoyed this video, let me know. Give it a thumbs up. Comment down below and let me know if you will buy either of these or if you have either of these and what your thoughts are. And then subscribe if you haven't already. And remember, there is a giveaway happening up to the 24th of December 2021 for these two Pat McGrath palettes. The video will be linked below, but if you go and check it out, it's the haul video. It says giveaway on there, only up until the 24th of December. So if you're seeing this after then, 2021. If you're seeing it after then I'm sorry, but it has been finished. It has finished and it's already been won. However, there will be more in the future, definitely. Bye for now.